Hi everyone, welcome to Jules Reads, and I am Jules, and this is my weekly recap where I like to talk about what I did for plans this week personally, and books I bought this week, books I finished this week, books I'm currently reading, and my plans for this upcoming week. I also like to talk about what I watched on TV and movies because I do love TV and movies as well. So let's get started. Today is Sunday, January 7th, 2024. And for what I did this week, I went to an amazing charcuterie class with a friend on Sunday, on New Year's Eve day, and it was held at a winery. Yes, here in Minnesota we have wineries where I have no idea how their grapes are surviving, but pretty sure they're shipped in from somewhere else. But the wine was actually really good, and the charcuterie was so fun. The class was fun. I did learn quite a bit. I do love doing charcuterie boards, and my husband has actually been making some charcuterie boards, so that was a really fun class to go to. And then we went to my cousin's house for New Year's Eve. That was fun, and not much else. I made sourdough bread for the first time, so that was very exciting in my life. I actually shed a tear. I think I've been emotional this week, so I was like, I cried then, and I cried then. I'm not a crier at all. I'm usually watching a movie, I'll cry, but just in general, I'm just not a crier. I cried making my sourdough bread because it was so beautiful, and it was my first time. I cried during a book, which was not expected, and I'll tell you about that here in a minute. And what else? Oh, I just read a line in a book today, which I'll also tell you about that, which I didn't really cry, but my eyes got watery. So it's just allergies. I don't know. It was weird, but it was a good week. And for what I watched on TV, nothing really new. I've been doing my puzzle, and which I'll insert a little clip here of the puzzle that I'm doing, and been watching The Americans on TV as I'm doing that, or as I watch YouTube. So that show, I have watched it here and there. Like, I'm not a full-blown fan of it, but I do like it. Carrie Russell is amazing. I love her new show, The Diplomat. So that's been fun. And then for a new show, well, the new season is out. It's called Sex Education. My husband and I like to watch that together. We really enjoy it. It's not for everybody. I can see how it would not be for everybody, but we really enjoy it. It's, it just, I don't know, there's a lot of funny parts in it, and it's just a coming of age story. And I love Gillian Anderson from The X-Files. She is in it as well. So we've been watching that and catching up on the new season. For books I bought this week, let's see, I have 4 books that I bought. Or do I have 5? Oh, I have 5. I'm not sure where my 5th one is right now. I will find it. But, hold on. Okay, I found the 5th, and I'll start with that one because I had put it in a pile. I have a little Paris pile going on with books that take place in Paris because I just love Paris. Yet next year's my 50th birthday, and I plan to go to Paris next year for my 50th birthday. I have been there, I think, 4 times. 3 or 4 times. So that'll be my 4th or 5th time being there, and I love it. I know it's cliche, but I really like it. So one of the books that I got 5 books, is A Sweetness of Forgetting by Kristen Harmel. And I'm currently reading one of her books right now, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. And I'm loving that book. Her writing just really works for me. It's easy for me to read. It goes quickly for me, and I'm just really liking it. The one that I'm reading right now has amazing reviews on Goodreads, but this one, just a quick synopsis, is at 36, Hope McKenna Smith is no stranger to bad news. She lost her mother to cancer, her husband left her for a 22-year-old, and her bank account is nearly depleted. With her own dreams of becoming a lawyer long gone, she's running a failing family bakery on Cape Cod and raising a troubled preteen. Now, Hope's beloved French-born grandmother, Mammy, who wowed the Cape with her fabulous pastries for more than 50 years, is drifting away into a haze of Alzheimer's. But in a rare moment of clarity, Mammy realizes that unless she tells Hope about the past, the secret she has held on for so many years will soon be lost forever. I'm not going to read any more than that. I don't like to read a ton of synopsises just because a lot of times they give away spoilers in the synopsis. But so that one I'm looking forward to reading. I'm going to put it back with my Paris collection I have going on over here. Okay. So the next one is book called this week is The Boy in the Striped Pajamas by John Boyne. And John Boyne, which I'll talk about another one of his books here shortly, is becoming one of my favorite authors. Now I have read 2 books by him, and one of his books is my favorite book of all time, which is The Heart's Invisible Furies. So this is The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, and there is somewhat of a sequel to it that I got last week, if you saw that video. But so this one I know is a hard one probably to read. It's about a boy during the Holocaust. But I do look forward to reading it, as weird as that sounds. But John Boyne's writing is, I wouldn't say it's lyrical, it's just beautiful writing. He knows how to tell a story, not just a sentence, but he just knows how to tell a story. So the next book I did hear from another booktuber here, and if I can think of their channel, I know their channel, but if I can think of the video that it was in, I will link it down below. Otherwise, I'll just link their channel down below. And it is The Doll Factory by Elizabeth McNeil. I really know nothing about this, and I do not like dolls. So what am I doing? I don't know. So let's read a little bit about the book. Amidst the splendor and squalor of Victorian London, a uniquely captivating doll maker named Iris dreams of becoming a painter. Silas, a curiosity collector enchanted by all things strange and beautiful, has plans for his future too. Intent on expanding his singular collection, he is searching for the perfect showpiece. I don't even know if this is supposed to be scary or what. That's a cover I love. It does say a lush, evocative gothic. That sounds right up my alley. So the next woman I got, the next book I got, I was reading. I was just talking to a coworker about that at work, how when you're reading something and someone's talking, you might be thinking they're saying what you're reading. It's just our brains. So it's The Mad Women of Paris by Jennifer Cody Epstein. And I did say who the last one was by. So this is along my Paris route. I'm collecting books about Paris novels. So I actually saw this one in Barnes & Noble, and I had not heard about it. So it doesn't have great reviews on Goodreads, but the synopsis sounded interesting to me. So when Josephine arrives at the, I will not pronounce it, it's French, asylum, she is covered in blood, badly bruised, and suffering from amnesia. She is quickly diagnosed with what the Paris papers are calling the epidemic of the age, hysteria, a disease so baffling and widespread that Dr. Jean-Martin Charcot, the asylum's famous director, devotes many of his popular public lectures to this malady. Yeah, that'll be good. So this one I actually plan to read this week or start it. It is a graphic novel, but it's a chunky one. It's called The Talk by Darren Bell. And look how thick, it's very heavy. So there you go. So I heard about this from Supposedly Fun's channel, and it sounded like a really good, important read. The Talk is, I think he's a political cartoonist, Darren Bell, and I believe this is about the conversation that his parents have to have with him about being black and growing up black, and the conversation about safety and what he can do to keep himself safe. So really hard conversation and something I should probably read. So I don't think it's going to be an easy read, but I think it's important, and the drawings and artwork looks amazing. I think this is going to be my year of graphic novels, I've decided. And Paris books. Graphic novels and Paris books. Okay, so moving on. Gotta look at my notes. Books I finished. So I started and finished Girl from the Sea. This is a one-sitting type graphic novel. And the artwork, again, was beautiful. I loved the artwork and the colors in it. I love colorful graphic novels. So this is a sapphic adolescent or young adult type graphic novel, The Girl from the Sea by Molly Knox Ostertag. And it is about young adults' relationship with, I can't remember the name for them, a Selkie. it's like a mermaid. That was a new to me term, and about their relationship. So it's very heartwarming, very wholesome, stunning artwork, like I said. And I shed a tear. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm crying over a graphic novel? Yep, I shed a little tear. So this is very warm my heart. I think I gave it 4.5 on Goodreads, but yeah, I really enjoyed that one. And then the next one I finished, actually that one might have been a 4.25 because I gave this one by John Boyne Water a 4.5. So this is about a woman named Vanessa who is escaping her life. She escapes to an island off of Ireland. She's from, I think, Dublin. And she's escaping her personal life, which is filled with kind of shame and guilt based on something that her husband did. I don't want to give away spoilers, but so she's escaping. She changes her identity, and it's about her connections and relationships that she has on the island, as well as mending and healing that she goes through. It's beautiful writing. John Boyne knows how to tell a story, and I cannot believe he told it in a novella the way he did. It was just so impactful. And this is, I guess, a planned quartet. About each title is going to be one of the 4 elements. So I think the next one is going to be Earth. So I am looking forward to that. And that book, I believe, has one of the characters from this book. So it's a parallel type of quartet. So I'm looking forward to that. He is becoming one of my favorite authors. So I think I need to read a 3rd one by him, which could be The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, to make that official. But I really enjoyed this, and I'm really liking Irish authors. I'm finding the Claire Keegan books I absolutely love. So, all right. So books I'm currently reading. So those are the 2 books I finished this week. The 2 books that I'm currently reading. I'm still reading Night of the Living Rest. This is 12 short stories, 12 indigenous stories, and I'm close to halfway. I am realizing I'm not a short story gal. I need to have the next chapter needs to continue on with the story, but then this is like you're setting up all over again. The stories are good. It's very well written, and I believe she's a debut author. I just find them kind of mundane, which sometimes I enjoy, sometimes I don't. And then the previous short story that I read last week, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but I guess I shouldn't say that. It triggered me. So, but the one I just read this week, I did enjoy and got a couple chuckles out of. So I am enjoying that still. It's just going to take me a while. So you probably see that every week. And then I am almost finished with Isabel Allande's Daughter of Fortune. I'm doing this one on audio, and I really love it. I am quickly becoming Isabel Allande's fan. So I want to pick up more books by her. I am really enjoying it. I think I have an hour left in the audio. And it is about a woman who is from Chile, and she is in search of her love interest. So she goes to California. This is during the gold rush of the 1840s, 50s. Goes to California, and it's in search of her love. And so it's just a journey that she goes on. And it's really interesting to hear about that time. I have not read a lot of books about during that time period. So that is really interesting. And there's some relationships that she makes that are really amazing. So I'm really enjoying the writing. And sometimes I wonder, how can they tell? There's not a lot happening, but they tell such a beautiful story. So I'm really enjoying that one. And then the next one, as I mentioned before, I am reading another Kristen Harmel book. It's called The Book of Lost Names. And I'm loving it. Her writing, just like I said, just really works for me. And this is about a woman, Eva, and it bounces between 2005 and then World War II. So she's a librarian in 2005 in Florida and stumbles upon an article about a book that she hadn't seen in 65 years. And so we're getting into her journey to go find this book again. But the mentions of books and libraries in here just has my heart. There's a line what is the line? Hold on. Books, wherever they were in the world, felt like home to her. That's the one that made me tear up. I'm like, what? Why are you crying? That's not sad. That's just a great line. So I am really enjoying this. Definitely want to read more by her as well. So I'm having a good reading year so far in 2024. I'm pretty excited about it. So books I plan to read this week. Well, I'll plan to probably finish, I'll definitely finish Isabel Allande's Daughter of Fortune. So that's on audio. So the next audio I want to pick up is Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. So this is a chunky book. I do prefer to listen to chunky books on audio if I can, just because I tend to tune out when it's this chunky. But I've heard the audio is amazing. I did try and start it a few months ago and I wasn't getting on with it, but now that I'm reading more about the audio, people are saying it's one of the best audios they've ever listened to. So I'm going to give it a try. So I'll start that after I finish The Daughter of Fortune. Those are the ones I plan to start this week, as well as finish up the Book of Lost Names and Daughter of Fortune. And I'll probably continue just to read probably one a week from Night of the Living Rez. So plans for this week, personally, I don't have very many, and that's amazing. I love it. I'm a huge introvert, so I love it when I can come home, have dinner with my husband, then read, do my puzzle. But I have a hair appointment this week, which will help these roots. And yeah, I don't think I have anything else major going on. We're going up to friends next weekend up north. So when I say up north, I mean up by Duluth. I live in the Twin Cities in Minnesota. But thank you so much for being here, and hopefully you got some ideas of something that you might want to read. If you've read any books or finished any in this new year so far, let me know. I would love to hear what you are reading. Thanks for watching.